Hello everyone, my name is Anton Tищенко and I'm a pastor from Kharkov, Ukraine. Today I'm going to share with you his testimony, what God has done in my life. In 2022, in the beginning of the year, I was very happy and blessed pastor. Our church just reached the goal what we had before. It was 2,000 members. We were blessed. We started 30 branch churches around the city. We had so many conferences and we had so many evangelist meetings. Maybe 6 months before, we had very big conference and evangelist meeting what calls Healing Prayer, what gathered 27,000 people on the biggest stadium in our city. In that moment, I didn't expect that something would be wrong in my life. In 23rd of February, without any expectation, I and my father left the city and we went to the conference what we had in that moment in Africa, Ghana. When we just arrived, it was already 24th of February. My wife sent me a message that war has started. She was alone with my 2-month-old sons. In that moment, my mother, my sister, all of them, they were in city, Kharkov. As you know that Kharkov is located 40 kilometers from the Russian border. And in the very first day, Russian tanks were in our city. I was desperate. I didn't know what to do. In that moment, I was completely destroyed. I and my father decided as soon as possible to come back to Ukraine. When we just arrived in Europe, it was maybe 4 days after war has started. We met my wife, my sister and my mother in the border with Ukraine, and we were so happy for that. At that moment I didn't have any doubts that I had to go back to Ukraine and continue to serve to my people. But in God's mind was another plan for my life and life of my family. Father told me that I have to stay here in Europe in order to start our churches for those people who are refugees, who left the country and who don't know what to do. Because 2 months before war has started, my father, he was in Germany and he was preaching in one small church what we started many years ago. And during the service, God told him, you have to proclaim the word that 100 churches will be opened in Europe. My father, he didn't understand why he has to do this, because we don't have big congregation over there. We have mature people who are already in Europe. But it is a step of faith. He proclaimed 100 churches in Europe. For that moment, it wasn't any visible evidence that is possible. But he did it by faith. In 3 months after, we started first church in Warsaw, Poland. And today this church is 400 members who weekly attend that church. We also started 31 churches around the Europe. Poland, Germany, Spain, Switzerland, Latvia, Lithuania and other countries. For those people who are scattered around the Europe, for them we bring them hope. We bring them blessings, we bring them the gospel. So many people, they come to the Lord every Sunday. So many people, they come to the Lord through our evangelist meetings. Today I'm sure that 100 churches in Europe, it's possible. We continue to preach the gospel. Bring the hope, those people who are lost everything, to Ukrainian refugees, to widows, to children, mothers, grandmothers and grandfathers who are scattered around the Europe and they are looking for hope. They are looking for Christ. I'm telling you, those people are open for Christ like never before. And today, it's our opportunity. So that is why we are looking for those people who become supporters, who will help us to work on that field, help us and support us. Today we need money for renting buildings for our newborn churches. Today we need some support in food packages, what we are distributing every Sunday for those people who are in need. We need support our evangelist crusades, what we are doing all the time in whole Europe. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your help. And we believe that we will see God's revival here in Europe. Ukraine will win and Europe shall be saved. Amen.